It's the NFL offseason and a perfect time for rampant speculations about which teams will and won't be among the number who will contend for the league's 53rd Super Bowl championship. One notable team that sticks out among the chosen is the Houston Texans. They skidded towards a 4-12 record to conclude the 2017 season despite a promising beginning after the emergence of rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson as a legitimate playmaker under center. But his early departure, following an ACL tear in a practice after Week 9 action, combined with a season-ending injury suffered by franchise edge rusher J.J. Watt, resulted in a 1-9 record down the stretch after their bye week. The re-emergence of Watson and Watt should help propel the Texans back into a more promising position in an AFC South race that now features Jacksonville and Tennessee as legitimate postseason candidates, not to mention the Indianapolis Colts, who figure to get Andrew Luck back in the rotation after sitting out 2017 with a shoulder injury. Of course, it's anyone's guess which two teams will appear in Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta, but according to the odds makers, one contender certainly stands out, and it's one that most people would have expected: the New England Patriots. Of the 10 potential matchups offered, the AFC East contenders are featured in 6 of them. Here are the 10 likeliest Super Bowl matchups, according to Sports Insights. The most likely Super Bowl matchup is a rematch of the 52nd game that took place in February. On paper, both teams are the favorites to win their respective divisions, with New England on course to win the AFC East yet again behind quarterback Tom Brady and a pair of receiving targets who should be healthy and ready to go in 2018 in Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman. Philadelphia is on a high after winning their first Super Bowl and their first NFL title since 1960, and are armed with an MVP-caliber quarterback in Carson Wentz, a proven receiving core, and a stout defensive front. The Rams made some noise in the 2017 season after leading the NFL in scoring offense per game, a mantle they claimed from the Atlanta Falcons in the year prior. But it was the Falcons who ended those postseason dreams in the wildcard round at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum last season. In 2018, quarterback Jared Goff and running back Todd Gurley will pair up once again, this time with new wideout Brandon Cooks, formerly with the Patriots. And Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald will pair up as one of the most promising defensive line rotations in football. An all-Pennsylvania Super Bowl looked to be in the cards as recently as the 2017 season, as Pittsburgh and Philadelphia seemed on a collision course to run through their respective conference playoff series and face off in Minneapolis. But the Steelers could not hold up their end of that bargain, falling to a game Jacksonville Jaguars side in the AFC divisional round in Pittsburgh. Then, the Jags succumbed to the Patriots the following week. The Eagles are in a position to win a second straight Super Bowl. A major hindrance to the Packers' chances in 2017 was the prolonged absence of quarterback Aaron Rodgers, lost early on to a collarbone injury. But he'll be back under center in 2018 and with a new weapon to test on offense, veteran tight end Jimmy Graham, who signed up with Green Bay this offseason as a free agent. Muhammad Wilkerson came over from New York as a free agent, arming the pack with a credible edge rushing threat. But Green Bay will face stiff competition in rival Minnesota, who will feature the sure arm of Kirk Cousins and a malevolent front seven. The NFC hopefuls made it to the conference title game last year before Philadelphia easily discarded them en route to their first Super Bowl title, but the Vikings made one of the biggest splashes this offseason, signing quarterback Kirk Cousins to what was briefly a record-setting contract in a year of record-setting contracts. Cousins set some Redskins records for passing, and now he'll look to repeat that success with a team that boasts a championship defensive front. Things were looking up for Houston early in 2017, but season-ending injuries to both starting quarterback Deshaun Watson and franchise fixture J.J. What would derail those early hopes? Their return should bode well for a team looking to overhaul the AFC South standings. Early this offseason, Houston was a surprise entry among the favorites to win the Super Bowl, boasting 16-1 odds, among the top 10 in the NFL. The Killer Bees remain in top gear, a combination that can take down any defense in football on any given Sunday. Once again the favorites to claim the AFC North, the Steelers are a team that can win the Super Bowl right now, and would claim an NFL record in the process, with what would be their 7th Lombardi Trophy. The prospect of watching Sue and Donald against Bell down in the trenches is extremely intriguing. The defending NFC South champion Saints come into 2018 equipped with the game's most efficient quarterback, a backfield that led the league in scoring, and a suddenly rejuvenated defense getting elite play from some young stars. In theory, the Saints are favored to repeat that success, but the NFL dealt them a heavy blow when they suspended starting back Mark Ingram for 4 games to start the season. Time will tell if his absence proves fatal. This would be one of the most likely matchups judging by original odds. The Packers came into the offseason as one of the favorites to hoist the Lombardi Trophy, earning 14-1 odds according to the Wise Guys, while Pittsburgh came in with the 4th best chance, at 11-1. All-time, Green Bay enjoys a slight advantage in their series with the Steelers, going 18-16 in their series, but the Packers have an ace in the hole, beating them in Super XLV after the 2010 season. The citizens of Atlanta do not care to remember the last time these two teams met in the Super Bowl. On the precipice of their first NFL championship, the Falcons boasted a now infamous 28-3 lead over the Patriots. That was, before a comeback for the ages, the first ever overtime in a Super Bowl, and a title-clinching touchdown by James White. In 2018, the Falcons bring back basically the same roster that got them into the Super Bowl, and they can become the first team in NFL history to win a game in their own stadium.